आपको याद है वो पुराना जो 13% से 17% का जो डेटा है वो वही चल रहा है बहुत सालों से.
The broadcast is live.
Okay.
Namaskar, welcome to this edition of the webinar hosted by National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. आज के Facebook लाइव पे जो भी व्यूअर्स जुड़े हैं सबको NCPCR की ओर से नमस्कार. This webinar is moderated by the Wellness Wing of India COVID Action Network, popularly known as ICAN. Adhering to the standards of CPCR of 2005, the right of every child is for the best physical, mental, spiritual, moral, and social development. Adhering to these factors, NCPCR has been conducting a series of webinars to promote the well-being of children since the onset of the pandemic. ICAN is an initiative to help the underprivileged communities that have been the hardest hit during COVID-19. It is a unique movement to combat the pandemic through an online platform that connects who are in need to the help for those who can provide it. Co-supported by Niti Aayog, National Commission for Women, and NCPCR. ICAN Wellness is an initiative to create awareness in mental health education and building community support for holistic well-being. Hi, I'm Dr. Kavita, honored to host and moderate this webinar today in the capacity of Central Team Coordinator of ICAN Wellness. I welcome you all again to this brainstorming session. Allow me to narrate few mid-lockdown stories which we've been witnessing. A 6-year-old from Hyderabad is barely eating and reluctant to come out of her bedroom with the thought that the coronavirus can enter home and harm her and her family. A 16-year-old from Lucknow has been prescribed medication for panic anxiety developed due to the information overload on COVID. A 4-year-old from Chennai has turned out pretty violent and aggressive in his behavior as he feels that he's been given a timeout by his parents for quite a lot number of days and not allowed to go out and play. Pandemic parenting, it's become the biggest challenge for many. One cannot deny the fact that the child's mental health has been the biggest casualty during this lockdown. For our viewers today, this is going to be an interesting and helpful session. We are going to interact on mental health issues being faced by children during COVID-19 pandemic season and ways to overcome it. आज की वेबिनार में बच्चों की इमोशनल वेलबीइंग सुनिश्चित करने के स्ट्रेटजीज पे हम बात करेंगे. With that context set, join me in welcoming and introducing our eminent panelists in order we would be speaking today. We have with us eminent panelist Dr. R.G. Anand, public health expert and honorable member of NCPCR. He's currently doing research and implementation of home-based care and ergonomics for the factory workers, and an assessment on hazards awareness among medical and paramedical professionals of Puducherry Medical Colleges. Vanakkam and welcome on board, sir. Next on board, we have Dr. Jitendra Nagpal, a renowned psychiatrist in Mulchand Medcity, Delhi. He has worked extensively on child, adolescent, and women problems. He is a member of various committees for protection and promotion of mental health of children and adolescents and is involved in health policy making. He is also the director of Expression Sandia, an NGO that has implemented 5,000 child and adolescent-centered sensitization workshops, training programs, and community seminars, supported by World Health Organization. Thank you, sir, for being here and welcome on board. I now welcome Dr. Sujata on board, an associate professor in the Department of Clinical Psychology at All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Her areas of expertise include trauma psychology, which covers disaster, physical and sexual abuse, domestic violence, and dissociative disorders, home and community-based psychosocial trauma intervention, trauma-focused CBT for children and adults, CBT for depression and anxiety, supportive therapy, marital therapy, and stress and conflict management. Welcome on board, ma'am. Next on board, we have Dr. Nishan Goyal, Associate Professor specialized in Child and Adolescent Psychiatry at Center for Cognitive Neurosciences, Central Institute of Psychiatry, Ranchi. His areas of specialization includes non-invasive brain stimulation in childhood and adolescent psychiatric disorders, He is a co-chairperson of Combat Depression Talks Task Force of IPS and has more than 80 journal publications to his credit. Welcome on board, sir. Allow me to start the discussion with Dr. R.G. Anand. Doctor, you've been working extensively with the childcare institutions and the quarantine centers. During this pandemic season, what are your observations and experiences relating to the psychosocial issues children are facing in the childcare centers and the quarantine centers, sir? Over to you, sir.
Actually, after the period of lockdown, I almost visited each and every districts of Tamil Nadu, and then almost I covered more than 100 CCs. What is the basic observation in that is, children are panicked because the virus is new to, it's a pandemic. First of all, it's pandemic, and the virus is very new, and there is no cure, and everybody, even bigger people, adults also carrying. Especially those people having in homes, they are having parents or guardians. But the children are in CCA, they don't have anybody like that. Only the supervisors and caregivers. So my intention is to meet them, to assure them and what is the problem facing. What is the basic psychosocial well-being. In order to improve their psychosocial well-being, I visited them, but I observed there is strong anxiety. First of all, first thing is anxiety, and second question is from the children's side, sir, whether we are able to cure or we got corona or what is the use of mask. So many questions are there. Likewise, the basic thing is depression and anxiety, which I was observed during my plenty of visits. And secondly, children are in panic situation. They are also very struggle to handle. Like some of the children are asking that, sir, wearing the mask only it's a treatment of corona. Likewise, I made it clear for some of the things. And another very important point is during lockdown period, the children are getting the food like basic in the child care institution. Regularly, they need to provide the food to the children, the essential commodities, which it was through the district administration, through the DM of the particular district. I assured and ensured that the proper thing. So my visit was slightly improve the social well-being, as well as I give some of the counseling to the children. What is the meaning of social distancing? Why to wear mask? How it is prevent under? That's a basic observation.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you, sir. So, did you have any recommendations sent to the government after your observations?
Yeah, for the quarantine children from NCPCR, from the Department of Child Psychology and Sociology,
Yes,
I was very clear. I was very clear that each quarantine child should have a pre-counseling as well as post-counseling. Because
okay.
if somebody says that you are going to quarantine, so how the child will react? What is meant by quarantine? See, nowadays become adults also. I don't know. Adults also don't know what is the meaning of quarantine. Now everybody knows that what is the meaning of quarantine, but the counseling, pre-counseling is focuses why you need to be quarantined, why you need to be isolated. Likewise, the advisory which was sent from our psychology department, as well as post-counseling, means once the quarantine period over, the 28 days, the child having lot of questions, sir, whether I am cured, whether corona it goes away from me. There are plenty of questions. So post-counseling, we the only like NCPCR given advisory to all the district magistrates, especially in the state of Tamil Nadu, as well as some of the most hotspot states. We given that kindly make an arrangement for pre-test and post-test. This is the main advisory. And second advisory from the NCPCR is to ensure the child safety. The child line should be work functionally 24/7. And then we are giving, with our honorable chairman, we are giving plenty of advisories in all the departmental and divisional wise. In psychology, we are giving the power to adapt a counselor for CCI and the migrant laborers children. So these are the both targets we are giving these kind of advisory. And third one is taking the complaints. the complaints we had taken from that, it was in a live mode. Like, say, for example, 24/7, we have a NCPCR grievances cell. It was working with our consultant. Like, we are getting the complaints of psychological complaints, whatever they do, it was resolved. So these are the things, are major things are made by the Department of Child Psychology and Sociology.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think the observations and recommendations, I'm sure that they're definitely going to help the children to at least give a moral support as of now. Over to Dr. Nagpal, sir. We know pretty well that this became a virtual learning period now. With increasing hours of digital learning for students, the screen time is obviously increased. और online classes के बाद बच्चे smartphones में तो involve हो ही जा रहे हैं. With this kind of behavior being adopted by the children, when the restriction or access to gaming consoles or smartphones is being denied, children are preferring or showcasing the lying attitudes and the manipulative behavior. This is one of the concerns or biggest concerns of the parents, like with whom we were having a discussion for the past few days now. The second thing is, what precautions should the parents or teachers be taking to know the mental ill effects of virtual learning systems? What could be that, and how do a parent identify that, and what should be done to, as a precautionary measure, to really avoid these problems in future? Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kavita ma'am. Interestingly, mental health as a area of intervention has always been a postponement in most of our policies, but it is heartening. It is truly heartening that NCPCR and the other agencies in the government, including the Ministry of HRD, has now taken this initiative as a prima facie importance, because mental health as a component of good health has often been in the background. We all know that. And Anand sir was just talking about it. My concern, before I come to the online part, would be imperative on the agenda of mental health first. And if the agenda is here, can the child be far behind? We begin with children because children are born and they take us forward. Child is the father of the man. And I recall while Dr. Anand was talking, when Mark Twain told us decades back that I haven't let my schooling interfere with my education. I think the time has come to accept, because schooling is beyond schools now. Schooling has entered the home. Schooling has entered the family. It has entered the mobile phone, the computer and the laptop and the tablets. And probably it has also started entering the mental health makeup of our families and led by the children. The earlier we accept that child is the leader of the mental health in the family now, with about 25 to 30 crores of children going to school and about 24% of the population being teenagers and adolescents, who else will be our leaders? Who else will have the right to participate, right to be protected, right to survive, and right to develop? I mean, the 4 pillars of child rights. I think it is an opportunity to understand that the COVID-19 has taken us by the shock across the world, but COVID-19 has given the opportunity to rethink about the landscape of the child development, the landscape of mental health in India, the landscape of how child rights can be given a new shape by the ownership of the child. Isn't it a beautiful moment to allow the learning go beyond textbook, the learning to go beyond day-to-day subjects, to become a partner in education? The family becomes a partner. The mother and the father and the grandfather becomes a partner in education. The peer group learning becomes an education. So when I'm telling all this, I'm also implying that the government has taken remarkable steps with the leadership of the MHRD to look at how education is now a constructivist approach in constructing the child's psyche. It is not about constructing the achievement of a given subject and appearing for a board exam anymore. It is about how we are looking at physical, psychological, social, and maybe even spiritual development. And the fact that the school as a portal, as a corridor, has gone beyond the high walls of the school, and it is likely to go further. But of course, in the meanwhile, we should not forget that nearly 13 to 17% of our children are vulnerable to mental health disorders. We all know that through very good Indian research. And nonetheless, a lot of them are actually prone to defiance, hostility, aggression, suicides, and drug abuse also in the later part of childhood. While this data is important, we go back to the preventive and primary mental health care, because now psychosocial impact of the COVID-19 is likely to influence the entire personality of the child. It is not about
Yeah.
what the father and the mother and what the teacher are going to impart. It is also their anxiety transmitted onto children. I was just hearing one or two case examples. Let me tell you that even in the CCIs, the childcare institutions where our teams are working across the country and also Delhi, the learning has been that there is a propensity towards child crime also. Because you see, the pandemic defines a confinement. It started with the lockdown. The child owns a development which is not given to confinement. And a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress and uncertainty of the parents is transmitted. And a lot of them are actually reliving the trauma, particular feelings which come within the family. So what I'm saying is the developmental aspect of the child is often receiving a lot of anxiety from the parents, and we need to protect them. The quality time of the parents and the teachers' online classes, they are all coming together to help the children learn, but not necessarily only imbibe the subjects. That is my first message as far as the online class goes. Secondly, I think it is very important to keep in mind that the number of classes children are attending online has been very flexible. I think let's look at the positive side. There's no doubt that the media highlights a lot of negativity on the online medium, but look at the positive side. When we look at interactive, participatory, child-centric, child-friendly learning, I think let us give that importance. Our maximum maybe 2 or 3 classes, 30, 40 minutes each. The rest is all dedicated and should be dedicated to play, to physical activity, to maybe even participation of the family in yoga, in meditation, in indoor games, engage them into Nukkad Natak and role plays. There are schools doing it. There are evidences, there are videos, there are podcasts available where entire family is participating in the learning of the child. So there's no doubt that excessive digital medium will be having a negative impact, but then what is excessive, that needs to be given to parents as a learning process. That needs to be given through the teachers. I salute the teachers because I think our teachers are also the corona warriors. At a time when learning is so difficult, the transmission is so difficult, we are all reaching out to millions and millions of children through the teachers, helping the parents to understand, become partner teachers. And then the guidelines which are coming from the government, and the guidelines will be a wonderful partnership for online. Last, I think that media have the television medium, the channels like Diksha, Swayam, Nishta, and these are wonderful channels which have customized to the age-appropriate curriculum, and they are also helping in the psychosocial well-being of children. But we all need to review it, revise it, and take it to the nook and corner of the country, almost for every child.
So, sir, thank you so much. I think that's been a kind of a positive, vibes on the predominated negativity bias the whole society is facing in now. So, can you just give us one line for the Hindi viewers who are actually watching this? Like, if you have to really say that one point, like we need to think so positive about it. Can we have a Hindi
Wonderful.
narration on? Yeah, what is that a parent should know that in Hindi, sir?
मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारे देश के लिए ये बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य है और बहुत अच्छा सौभाग्य है कि हम बाल विकास के लिए और बाल अधिकार के लिए पहली बार कहीं ना कहीं हम शिक्षा और साक्षरता और कहीं ना कहीं मनोदृष्टि और मनोवृत्ति को हम साथ लेके चल रहे हैं। और ये हमारा उत्तरदायित्व है, ये हमारी भूमिका है कि देश के नागरिक होने के नाते हम उन करोड़ों बच्चों का सहारा बने, सहयोग करें, सहपाठी बने, उनके सारथी बने, ताकि वो बच्चा अपनी शिक्षा और साक्षरता से पीछे न रह जाए। और बच्चे के नजरिए से जिस तरीके से वो पढ़ना चाहता है, शिक्षा प्रणाली उसके हिसाब से उसको अवेलेबल करा रही है। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है और समय लगेगा, कुछ हफ्ते और लगेंगे। क्यों ना हम सरकार के साथ मदद करें और हम अपनी राय दें। अभिभावक जो है, माँ बाप जो हैं, फैमिलीज जो हैं, वो अपनी राय गवर्नमेंट को दें किस तरीके से वो इस लर्निंग मेथड को, एक शिक्षा की प्रणाली को, पाठ्यक्रम को वो अडॉप्ट करना चाहते हैं। बिकॉज देखिए, एक पैकेज तो बन रहा है, पैकेज कई तरीकों से घर तक पहुंचेगा। ये नहीं है कि आप ये मत सोचिएगा केवल लैपटॉप कंप्यूटर चाहिए, अगर मेरे पास नहीं है उसके साथ भी मेरे पास दूसरे चैनल्स हैं, रेडियो से है, कम्युनिटी रेडियो से ट्रांसमिशन होने वाला है, डीटीएच है, केबल टीवी से है, और हर क्लास के लिए, हर उम्र के लिए है। और यहाँ तक सिर्फ पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं, बच्चों के लिए एक्टिविटीज हैं, बच्चों के लिए खेल कूद का जो नजरिया है, आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट का है, बच्चों के म्यूजिक के लिए है, फिट इंडिया है। ये सब बातें बच्चों के संपूर्ण विकास के लिए घर तक पहुंचने वाली हैं और कुछ हद तक पहुंच भी गई हैं। हमारे अध्यापक सिर्फ सब्जेक्ट नहीं पढ़ा रहे हैं, हमारे अध्यापक बच्चे के संपूर्ण विकास पर ध्यान देने वाले हैं, और हम इसको अपनी जानकारी, समझदारी और जिम्मेवारी के लिए सामने आए। जहां पे हमें इंफॉर्मेशन और चाहिए है, एनसीपीसीआर से मिल सकती है, एमएचआरडी से मिल सकती है, एनसीईआरटी से मिल सकती है, स्टेट काउंसिल ऑफ एजुकेशन रिसर्च एंड ट्रेनिंग से मिल सकती है। तो और बाकी संस्थाओं की भी जिम्मेवारी है कि वो हर स्कूल तक ये सुविधा पहुंचाएं ताकि एक संगठन बने। मेरा ये कहना है कि माँ बाप, टीचर्स और बच्चे एक पूरी एक टीम है जो मिलके आगे चलेगी। ये सिर्फ बच्चों के लिए नहीं है, पढ़ाई इस वक्त माँ बाप के लिए भी है, क्योंकि वो किताबी पढ़ाई नहीं है, वो एक दूसरे को समझने के लिए, एक बॉन्डिंग के लिए, एक कम्युनिकेशन के लिए, एक संचार के लिए भी है। तो आप लोग सबको मुबारक हो। नया सिस्टम हमारे घरों तक पहुंचने वाला है और पहुंच चुका है, और इसके साथ हम लोग सब मिलके आगे बढ़ेंगे, केवल बच्चों के लिए नहीं, ये हम सबके लिए लागू होता है।
धन्यवाद सर, that's been really, I mean, pretty insightful. Dr. Sujata, over to you, ma'am. Many parents are complaining that children are retaliating more and becoming rebellious during this extended lockdown period. Crying spells and mood swings in younger children are pretty conspicuous, and laid-back attitude in the older children has become the order of the day. Parents भी इन issues और emotional stress के साथ deal करते करते बहुत थक चुके हैं। पेरेंट्स के लिए, ऐसे पेरेंट्स के लिए आप कोई स्ट्रेटजीज या थेरेपीज बताइए जिससे वो ये कॉन्टैक्ट इश्यूज को हैंडल कर पाए। मैम
ओके, थैंक यू डॉक्टर कविता. In fact, the tone that has been set by Dr. Nagpal, I salute that and I second that, and I also would like to speak in that particular tone. Before I come to answer your question, I would just reiterate on some facts which Dr. Nagpal also brought it, but I'll just summarize in few points. I would like to say that this particular COVID-19 situation is a very new situation, new experience for all of us, across countries, across age groups, across races, right? And so this is a new experience. So all of us were experiencing it. That is the one fact. And the second fact is that this new experience, to make an adjustment with this particular situation, all of us are also adjusting to it. But the pace, the speed, everything is different, very different for each one of us. So same applies to a child also. The child is also adjusting to this particular new situation, but in his own pace, in his own speed, and in his own अपना temperament एक जो भी उसका है उसमें adjust कर रहा है. However, this is important to find out that सारे बच्चे जो है एक समान इस experience को experience नहीं कर रहे हैं. ये जो अनुभव है सबके लिए अलग अलग है, and इसका जो mental health impact है, इसकी जो adjustment process है, सारे बच्चों के लिए समान नहीं है. And ज्यादातर बच्चे जो है, जैसे डॉक्टर नागपाल ने बोला, उनके लिए हो सकता है ये बहुत पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस है. हमारे पास कोई डेटा नहीं है, बट फ्यू कहीं स्पोरेडिक केसेस आ रहे हैं कि हाँ ये नेगेटिव असर भी कर रहा है. डेफिनेटली कोई चीज का पॉजिटिव साइड रहेगा तो नेगेटिव साइड भी रहेगा, लेकिन हम एक ब्लैंकेट ये करके नहीं बोल सकते कि कोविड-19 जो है नेगेटिव मेंटल हेल्थ ही लेके आया है. नहीं, अगर मैं टेक्नोलॉजी को देखूं, जैसे डॉक्टर नागपाल ने बोला, मैं एक चीज ऐड करूंगी, जब एमएचआरडी ने इतना सारा फैसिलिटी किया है, इसमें हमारे बच्चों का टेक्निकल एबिलिटी कितनी बढ़ गई है. जो टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ फैमिलियरिटी, सब्जेक्ट हिस्ट्री भी पढ़े हैं, बट हिस्ट्री के टेक्नोलॉजीज के साथ कैसे पढ़े, ये एडेड एडवांटेज भी तो हुआ है ना. तो हमारी बच्चे की कैपेसिटी भी तो बढ़ी, तो हमारी बच्चे से हमारी कैपेसिटी भी बढ़ी है. ये जो आज हम जूम में कर रहे हैं, इस वीडियो से कर रहे हैं, वो प्लेटफॉर्म में कर रहे हैं, ये मैक्सिमम पेरेंट्स हम बच्चों से ही सीखते हैं. तो ये भी तो एक मतलब एक डिफरेंट कला है, डिफरेंट कॉम्पिटेंसी है जो ये सिस्टम में कोविड ने दे रखा है. बच्चों को सिखाया तो है ना. across socioeconomic status, across government, private schools, across rural and urban areas. So ये भी तो एक competency है जो ये COVID-19 ही तो दिया है. So हर एक बच्चे का जो pace of adjustment, speed of adjustment और style of adjustment ये अलग है, and we have to respect that. That is first. And every child is not affected by COVID-19 in a negative way. That is also a fact. Third, if at all there are few children, there are few students who are facing a problem due to many reasons. They are not able to contact their friends physically. They are not able to go outside. They are not able to go to school. They are not able to socialize. There are many things. Even the evening play is banned. Everything is banned. So definitely there are issues, but most of them, majority of them, they have in fact adjusted it well, along with the parents, along with the teachers, as Dr. Nagpal said, along with many of us. They are still socializing, they are still enjoying time, they are still doing that. But very few of them might have some problem. But I will also quote Dr. Anand what he said. First step, as you asked me, what is the solution? The solution is that for all parents, for all teachers, for all elders, first is to communicate. First is to connect. Connect with the child, communicate with the child on everything. If it is you are eating together, then also we can discuss something related to COVID, something not related to COVID, something involved. Let us say there are many forums which are saying that now we have come to from 10th, we have come to 4th position. That means World COVID Cup is ours. Okay, this is a funny way of putting things, putting facts together, not scaring the children, not scaring the adults. So how you manipulate with the communication, information, and how you connect to the children. Same information can be delivered to the children in many ways. Okay, if you make it factual but humorous, that is one way. First one is communicate, connect with your child. Second is be factual, okay, and deliver it in a very practical but very humorous, very different way, so that it becomes, as you rightly said, some natak, something. So that can be done. These are some of the practical ways. Third is that in case we focus little bit on our own anxiety, little bit of on our own panic as elders, right? That will also help the children, because we also transmit our own mental status or mental condition to the people around us. So that is the third thing. So if we are able to take care of these three things, okay, we'll be able to respect the biological aspects, the developmental aspects of all children, because they are in a developmental phase. Fifth and final thing is that we have to respect that children can have anxiety. Having anxiety, having anger, having adjustment issues, they are right. Okay, they are normal. We can't say that anxiety is bad, crying is bad, or getting angry is bad. No, these are all normal emotions, and everybody has a right to experience them. But yes, as Dr. Nagpal said, how far can we stretch it? If a child is getting angry very often, very aggressive, very violent, yes, that needs to be consulted at a higher or professional level. If the child is, let's say, once कुछ ना कुछ बात में चिढ़ जाता है, so that's okay, yaar. We also do that. That's a very normal emotion. Let us accept the negative emotions first. They are also, why are we always condoning negative emotions? Negative emotions and positive emotions, they are, two sides of a coin. We can't say that they cannot happen to any one of us. Let us first accept our negative emotions. Then only we can address that. First you accept, then evaluate, is it okay? This much is okay for me? Then only we'll decide that, no, this is little not okay. So let me work for that. Unless we accept, then we identify, otherwise we cannot address that. Right? Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I think that's been an amazing takeaway in today's conversation. The best part, like what I really, I'm pretty appreciative of your thought that, how do we connect, communicate, accept, identify. And I think the little bit of anger and little anxiety, the parents, I think, should start now accepting as a new normal, and then देखना है कि सब ठीक है, the child is okay.
They are in a biological development phase. They
Absolutely,
are in search of their identity. They are wanting to take control of themselves. So child की बात है वो थोड़ी सी rebel करेंगे. And अगर हम वो fighting अगर नहीं बढ़ाएंगे, वो बाहर जाके लड़ नहीं सकते. They have to struggle. Right? But excessive, anything in excess is bad. So that we have to keep in check.
Absolutely, ma'am. I think this is one of the very good takeaway for the parents now. They need to really understand, what is the new normal and what is the level of anxiety and fear that can be considered as normal before thinking that there is something wrong with the child. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now we go on to Dr. Nishan. बात करें एग्जाम्स के पोस्टपोन होने की, तो बच्चे वही सब बार बार पढ़कर बोर हो चुके हैं, जिससे there is a disinterest in learning as per the information from some students. पर दूसरी ओर करियर एग्जाम्स को लेकर स्ट्रेस और एंजाइटी भी है. ऐसे में एक हेल्दी लर्निंग स्केड्यूल कैसे मेंटेन किया जा सकता है? प्लीज गिव योर टिप्स टू द स्टूडेंट्स, सर.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita, and I would like to thank Dr. Anand and Shaista for giving me this opportunity to share dais with such eminent people like Dr. Jitendra Nagpal and Dr. Sujata Satpathy. You are right. Everything has changed. Everything has changed for children and adolescents as well. They are not going to school. They are not, attending regular classes. They are not meeting friends. मतलब सब कुछ बदल गया है. हाँ, there is जैसे we all are talking about the thing that there is something called new normal. So पढ़ रहे हैं बच्चे, they are attending online classes, they are doing their own class work, homework at home. So definitely the learning has to change. The way people learn, the way people develop their routine, now it has to change. It has to become a bit different from what it was, because whatever you are doing within the premises of 10 by 10 room or maybe bigger than that. So we need to rework on the daily routine, and by saying reworking the daily routine, I can give one example. Suppose you have your online classes say from 12 to 1 or say from 12 to 2. So after doing online classes, it is not a bad idea that you spend some me time. We call it me time. Okay, some me time after successfully attending an online session, some me time when you can do what you like. These days people are taught some interesting things which might be they're not doing previously, like taking care of plants, taking care of pets, like taking care of household chores, helping your mother in the morning, doing the dishes, or sleeping with your mother after doing dishes together in the kitchen, or like spending some time watching TV, or interacting with friends, like-minded people. It's not a bad idea that age-specific groups are formed and they do some online discussion between themselves, rather than every time discussing things with their teachers online. Everything has become online. हाँ, एक टाइम था जब स्क्रीन टाइम से हम सब लोग घबरा जाते थे. हाँ, even like Apple has developed a mechanism where you can measure your screen time and it gives you feedback. हाँ, कौन सा स्क्रीन टाइम ज्यादा हो रहा है. Now the screen time has become integral part of our lives. So as Dr. Nagpal has already mentioned, that things have to evolve. Old things will devolve and new things will evolve. So these are some ways of adjusting your new routine, your day-to-day activities, and it is different from various developmental level. See, a child from 5 to 8, 5 to 9 years of age, definitely their routine has to be handled in a different way. The way you are handling the routine of a 11 to 14 years or a 15 to 18-year-old adolescent. So whatever things which a person likes, and it's not a bad idea that we suggest them to join some online courses apart from like their routine classwork or schoolwork, some online courses which they like. Some adolescents might like photography, so it's not a bad idea. हाँ, हम उनको बोले भाई चलो तुम बैठो ये ऑनलाइन फोटोग्राफी का कोर्स करो, उसके बाद जो घर के आसपास जो पेड़ पौधे हैं ना उनकी फोटोग्राफ्स क्लिक करना शुरू करो and post those photographs on say Facebook, Instagram, and share feedback with people. So this will also not only help them spend time constructively, but also help them have some bit of empowerment into what they are doing, a novelty, that sense of achievement that they have learned something new which is appreciated by people around them without going out of the premises of house and meeting people personally. So these are some ways how now things have to change, routines have to be modified, and I'll again reiterate that many things have to be devolved and evolved over a period of time with this changing times. So this is what is from my side. Thank you. We can't hear you, Kavita ma'am. Please unmute your mic, please.
No, I was just telling him, sorry, sir. I just unmuted. Getting the real-time experiences on a virtual platform is the new mantra for empowerment. Empowerment, creativity, and novelty is what I could actually understand from your talk. Thank you so much, sir. That's been wonderful. Dr. Anand, coming back to you again. COVID-19 has altered the lives of millions of people in different ways, and as that is what we call it as a new normal. In what ways will COVID-19 affect psychological well-being of children? If we have to really look into the top 3 things from your experience, like what are the first top 3 things that you have noticed that there has been the alterations in the psychosocial well-being of the children? Sir, you have to unmute your mic, sir. Anand, sir.
Is it audible, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much, sir.
Actually, see, in a simple way, that psychosocial well-being and the message to the parents and the top 3 things and all, it can be memorized as a 3 T's. You can just implement the 3 T's. The children can adapt the new psychosocial well-being. What is the 3 T's? The 3 T's are teach, time, and the third thing is talk. See, teach, time, and talk. What I'm trying to say is talk to the children oftenly for the parents. This is a priority, first thing, because they have more questions and more doubts. And teach them about COVID-19. What is COVID-19? What is good practice and what is bad practice? Especially what is things to do, things not to do. And time. Spend much of the time, not only by talking is not a time, spend much of the time with the children, especially like for example, if the online classes are over, you need, as a parent, you have to spend the time with the normality life of the children. So the 3 T's may help. This is a priority to bring back to the normal. Whenever, as a public health expert, I can feel, as a psychologist, I can able to say that these 3 T's can be a basic principle and basic idea. It did not need any internet connection. It does not need any basic necessities. Only thing is, it needs a sound cooperation. Means, repeatedly I'm telling, teach the children about COVID-19, spend time with the children. And third one is always talk to them. That is very important. Talk to the children about COVID-19. And coming to the second part, that priority. These are the priority to the parents. How the normality can be bring back in psychosocial well-being aspects. Likewise, see for example, playing with social distancing. Is it possible? Is it not at all possible? Because the children, habit of every children. If you take like a habit of every children in the school, they will share the foods. So this is a big, because of challenge we have to face. Because the sharing is a habit. We only taught them in earlier that the sharing of food is a good habit. They will bring from one parent house and they share the food. So sharing of food and playing with the social distance and this kind of things we need to focus more. And these are the three challenges I am still working on. That how to like, even though this, as far as uh, Nakwal sir as well as Sujata madam tell that it's a new one. See, the virus is entirely new. So we need to practice something new, like for example, playing with the social distance as well as sharing, and then uh, child cannot. Basic thing is, I'm audible. Hello, is it audible to everyone?
Yes.
So basic thing is, in order to enhance the, and very most and last but not least, one is encourage their psychosocial well-being by giving the proper counseling. That this is an period that counseling is a plays a vital role. The counselor can be not from outside. Counseling, the art of counseling can be given as a father may be the counselor, mother may be the counselor, and counseling can be the tool here. Tool here for bringing back to the psychosocial children. This is for the family children. And I'm coming back to the CCA children. CCA children, we already, NCPC has given advisory. I already mentioned that they should adapt quarantine children counseling and post-test counseling. Now coming back to the third part, which is very important part, who are the children are in two categories: infected and affected. Those who have got the COVID-19 termed as infected children. Those who are living with COVID-19 but not the they are termed as affected. So in that case, we should have clear picture. We are in the NCPCR health team was made some recommendation for based upon that Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. We are also giving some recommendation to the states that how to treat the infected and affected. That advisory is certain. What I am trying to say is, infected children should reassure after the treatment part over. The reassurance was it's a must. So the key word of reassurance is a play vital role here. And finally, whatever this pandemic, this that social distancing is must, not only for this pandemic, it's a must for in future also. Like for example, it's a good practice also. So I let us see how the advisories are coming out, and we are also keep on working to improve the whatever the.
Sir, you are not audible, sir. Dr. Anand, sir, you are not audible, sir. Now, I think we'll have a short while and we will go ahead with Dr. Nagpal again. We'll come back to Dr. Anand once he retrieves back on his audio. Dr. Nagpal, sir, this is the question for you.
Okay, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, very much, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
After
Right.
listening to your wonderful way of looking at the positive side of the online classes, I think we are going to hear another wonder on how to really understand this. In the recent journal published by the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry on June 1st, 2020, which I happened to read recently, there has been a mention on the impact of duration of child loneliness. It's not the intensity, but the impact of duration of child loneliness manifesting into depression in future. How can the parents capitalize on the advantage of staying home together, nurturing the mental well-being of the children?
Yes, ma'am. I got your point. I would like to mention here that somewhere the strength and the capacity of the child to be resilient
Yeah.
has often not been understood. And I think probably we as a family sometimes live under the assumption that children may not be able to cope up. But I think the worldwide experience, and I convey my thanks to Dr. Sujata and Dr. Nishant, They've also reinforced the idea that sometimes teachers and children together can be our parents, and children can always lead the parents. Child is the father of the man. I have seen, I think all of us together as mental health professionals have seen many teenagers actually giving counseling to their own parents, isn't it? There are so many teenagers who are peer educators, who have led the life skills education in their schools and in the community. They are the peer leaders and peer mentors. They often help the family even during the COVID-19. So it is important to identify who is more vulnerable, as you're saying. I feel that you have to first be a role model to your own child. And Kavita ji, in fact, you'll be agreeing that as our all viewers, this is a great amount of a positive time for observational learning of children. We read this in psychology, but I think this is the best time to read the mind of a child from the mind of a parent and a family. Who else will be helping us to understand that depression need not be quantified in time and intensity alone? We are forgetting that each one of us is vulnerable. Today, mental health as a pandemic is waiting to unfold. So, the role of the teachers and counselors from the school is coming in a big way in terms of connecting with the families and not just teaching the students. I'm talking about connectivity with compassion. And when you mentioned about how such cases can be identified early, I would also go one way forward that we all need to have as parents and families the patience, the tolerance, and the compassion. I think the PTC of life at the COVID-19 and beyond, I think the patience, tolerance, जिसको हम आई थिंक सरल भाषा में सबर सहन और संचार कहते हैं, वो हमारे लिए बच्चे के लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है. हम कितने केसेस जो देख रहे हैं आजकल, वो बच्चे आके खुद कहते हैं कि पापा का जो स्ट्रेस है या उनके एम्प्लॉयमेंट का, बिजनेस का जो उनके ऊपर एक सदमा है, उससे कोप अप करना बच्चे को कई बार मुश्किल पड़ जाता है. देयर आर मेनी टीनेजर्स under 18 children who actually counsel their parents and their dads also about the difficulties in getting their full salaries or maybe coping with the fall in the business. There are elderly people in the family who are wonderful counselors, let me tell you. I think this is the time that we underestimate the power of the elderly people. I have seen more than 80 years citizens, the senior citizens who are super citizens, who are actually helping the grandchildren and their own children to cope up better with the COVID-19 rather than somebody helping them. Because they have seen many disasters in their life. They have seen many pandemics in their life in the last 70, 80 years. So the hidden potential of our children and teenagers, the hidden potential of our elderly people as family first aid counselors, as the first level counselors, I think the government can also look at this as a potential manpower. I would say that a counselor need not be a qualified counselor. Today, the first aid counselor is the teacher, the grandparent, the teenager in the family. And I'm sure we can manage 80% of the vulnerable symptoms rather than only wait for the illnesses to happen. As Sujata ma'am said rightly, we should approach the tertiary care professional, the psychologist or the psychiatrist, whenever we feel that the intensity and the duration is difficult to manage. So to summarize this, I feel that the parent, teacher and child dialogue, which I often call as PTCD and not the PTM, will contribute to the PTC of the second variety, which is patience, tolerance and compassion for each other.
I think that's really a great take home, sir. I think India has been culturally known for finding solutions through wisdom from the elders, and we have been on that. I think with the advent of psychology and then people seeking the support of the tertiary helpers, as you rightly mentioned, we have been more dependent on them. I think this is the right time to get back to our cultural roots to understand the wisdom starts from the home, and then it can take on to. Because I think the dependency on the tertiary factors has actually stopped us, from thinking that we are equally good and our wisdom is equally better in solving the problems. So I think that's a wonderful take.
I just did one line about the online part in connection with what you had asked me. I think
Yes,
I forgot to mention earlier, we have two types of learning online. One is the synchronous learning and the asynchronous. The regular timetable the schools are giving us, that comes at the synchronous time, and a group of children, a group of learners come together to be there. But you see, 24 hours or maybe in the good working hours in the day, where the parents can also join in. We can download the learning material which is going to lakhs and lakhs of children on the DTH, on the cable TV, on the TV channels like the Swayam Prabha channel, the Diksha from the CBSE and NCERT. So this is informal and asynchronous learning also available. I can download it anytime, relax and have it at the post lunch hour or during the dinner time. And this is not entirely about the subject only. It's about life skills, about how we can cope up better. So the learning is not to be misinterpreted only as classroom teaching. That is what the message should be for the child psychosocial well-being.
Thank you, sir. I think my next question is to Dr. Sujata, ma'am. The lockdown has created a situation with restricted movement, job loss of business, leading to potential lack of income. There is an overcrowding at home with many people 24/7. All of this is creating high stress home environments, and children are generally exposed to diverse forms of abuse. I wouldn't say majorly, but definitely there is a percentage to look into it, including the sexual abuse. As a trauma specialist, आप किस तरह की सुझाव देंगे जिससे केयर गिवर्स सेंसिटिव और रिस्पॉन्सिव बने और बच्चों की इमोशनल वेलबीइंग पर ज्यादा ध्यान दें? There is one more question that we have received from the Facebook team, ma'am. This is also related to trauma. I think we can also equally answer that along with this. How can children manage the fear of dying or losing loved ones or fear of receiving medical treatment? I think these two questions, please do answer us, ma'am, and use little Hindi, ma'am. That's my request. Thank you.
Okay.
Sujata, ma'am, please unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll come to first question. Okay, that overcrowding may create stress. Definitely, overcrowding creates stress and, in fact, adjustment issues. And overcrowding also, due to this stress and adjustment issues, it can lead to some forms of abuse, particularly physical abuse. Hitting, giving a slap, and then pushing, and then these physical abuse can happen due to overcrowding. This thing, the one aspect of this. In overcrowding, if you look at the positive of overcrowding may also prevent sexual abuse. Right? That's a. I mean, I'm looking at from a very broad perspective. If 10 people are staying in 2 rooms or 1 room, then the possibility and the fear of perpetrator doing some harm to a child within the family, that should ideally scientifically come down, right? But at the same time, how to handle stress and anxiety due to overcrowding, right? First, the foundation of this particular question says that this overcrowding is primarily not because of COVID-19, but it is temporarily because of COVID-19, because everybody is at home, right? And these many people have always been staying in that particular confined area. If we are 4 people in a family, we are still 4. But at the same time, we are almost 24 hours, we are staying 4 people. Okay, so that thing has to be handled. So as Dr. Nishant also highlighted one thing, that how to schedule your 24 hours of 4 people, 10 people, 6 people, how many numbers, whatever numbers numbers are there. So the management of daily routine activities. Okay, if you sit down with children, let's say even 7 years, 9 years of old, and saying that yes, we have 24 hours, स्कूल तो नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, हम इसको कैसे schedule करेंगे? तुम कितना देर सोओगे? तुम कितना देर ये वाला करोगे? So people, I mean children, you will see they are really amazing. Okay, and they give you the solution. Okay, मैं 5 घंटा तो नहीं पढ़ूंगी, मैं 3 घंटा अच्छा 2 घंटा पढ़ूंगी. So you negotiate with the child कि study hours कितनी है. You negotiate the child कि जो screen time है, other than your school forum or tuition forum, other than that आपकी जो screen time और क्या होनी चाहिए. और ये जो बाकी का screen time है, अगर आप social networking कर रहे हो, जो कर रहे हो, most likely, if it is possible, if you are in good terms with your child, if you are well connected with your child, share that platform with your child. Have a be vigilant. आपको विजिलेंट होना पड़ेगा कि कहाँ वो घुस रहा है बच्चा हमारा. सारे सोशल नेटवर्किंग साइट ओपन नहीं करना है. बच्चे का स्ट्रिक्ट ये में आपको रखना है. वार्मथ देनी है, राइट, कनेक्टेड रहना है, सेंसिटिविटी दिखाना है, बट एट द सेम टाइम हमारा जो एक कंसिस्टेंट स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स है वो भी एस्टैब्लिश करना आज पेरेंट्स बहुत जरूरी है. और वो डिपेंड करता है हम किस प्रकार की पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल्स लेके आए हैं, राइट, किस प्रकार की पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल हम फॉलो करते हैं, राइट. हम एवरीबडी लव्स देयर चिल्ड्रन, कोई कम नहीं करता, कोई ज्यादा नहीं करता, राइट. इट कैन नॉट बी क्वांटिफाइड, बट वार्मथ दिखाने के साथ, लव करने के साथ, स्ट्रिक्ट करने के साथ आपकी एक कंसिस्टेंसी रहनी चाहिए आपकी बिहेवियर में. एंड अगर आप कंसिस्टेंसी दिखाते हो, कोई भी फॉर्म ऑफ अब्यूज विल कम डाउन. एनी फॉर्म ऑफ अब्यूज विल कम डाउन, चाहे फिजिकल अब्यूज हो, चाहे सेक्सुअल अब्यूज हो, चाहे कुछ भी हो. एंड द थिंग इज दैट अगर फिजिकल अब्यूज, कोविड से पहले अगर फिजिकल अब्यूज वाज नॉट इन प्रैक्टिस ऑफ द फैमिली, अगर फैमिली में ये प्रैक्टिस ही नहीं था, कोविड कैन नॉट इंड्यूस फिजिकल अब्यूज. कभी स्लैप दे दिया डजंट मीन इट्स फिजिकल अब्यूज. ओके, मैं अपने बच्चे को कभी गुस्से में एक थप्पड़ देने का मतलब ये बिल्कुल नहीं फिजिकल अब्यूज में कर रही हूँ, राइट. फिजिकल अब्यूज का अपना एक डेफिनेशन है, राइट. बट अगर ये फैमिली में पहले से प्रैक्टिस नहीं है तो फिजिकल अब्यूज, कोई भी फैमिली कोई भी बच्चे को मारना पसंद नहीं करता, कोई भी किसी को मारना नहीं पसंद करता. ये हमारी ह्यूमन नेचर है. जानबूझकर हानि पहुंचाना कोई नहीं चाहता, कोई नहीं मारना चाहता, कोई नहीं दुख देना चाहता. ये हमारी कल्चर भी है, राइट. सो हमें देखनी है कि प्री कोविड जो फैमिली की सिचुएशन है वो क्या है. अगर अब्यूज प्रेवलेंट है, बढ़ सकता है. इफ नॉट सेक्सुअल अब्यूज, फिजिकल अब्यूज, इमोशनल अब्यूज, फ्रीक्वेंट आर्गुमेंट्स, फ्रीक्वेंट वायलेंस between the parents, between the family members, between the child and the parents, right. हमें देखनी है कि कोविड से पहले वो फैमिली में क्या प्रैक्टिस था, क्या नॉर्म था, कैसे बच्चों को हैंडल किया जाता था, कैसे बच्चों को एंगेज किया जाता था, कैसे बच्चों से कम्युनिकेट किया जाता था. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हेन वी से कोविड. कोविड डजंट ब्रिंग अब्यूज, ओके, एंड कोविड डजंट इंड्यूस अब्यूज आल्सो, बट यस, इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन अस कि हमारे क्या प्रैक्टिस चलते आ रहा है. एंड कोविड में जो स्ट्रेस होता है वो बढ़ा सकता है. There is a possibility. So we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very sensitive as parents to handle our kids. Kids are genuinely, by nature, they are much better individuals than all of us. I believe in this. They are much resilient than all of us. And they have much more nicer ideas, better ideas than all of us if we consider them as individuals. That's the primary thing. As parents, we always think that as elders, what we say is right, what we think is right, and they are children, how can they participate, right? So that is not the idea. Idea is that as an adolescent also, adolescent is an age where they are just equivalent. हमारे इंडियन कल्चर अगर देखेंगे, 16 साल में पिता और बच्चा दोनों फ्रेंड्स हैं. 16 मित्र, आई मीन कुछ पिता और बच्चे जो होते हैं, एडोलेसेंट चाइल्ड जो 16 साल की है, वो मित्र बन जाते हैं. 5 साल तक ताड़या, 10 साल तक 5 साल लाड़ करनी है, 10 साल तक मतलब रिस्ट्रिक्शन करना है, शासन करना है, और जब 16 साल हो जाता है मित्र जैसा व्यवहार करना है. अगर हम थोड़ी सी इसको फॉलो करते हैं, 5 साल तक लाड़ करनी है, 10 साल तक बिल्कुल रूल्स के साथ गुड कंडक्ट देनी है, गुड बिहेवियर एस्टैब्लिश करनी है, गुड लाइफस्टाइल एस्टैब्लिश करना है, गुड रूटीन एस्टैब्लिश करना है. अगर हम इतना सीख जाए 16 साल में, ऑल एडोलेसेंट्स विल बी आवर फ्रेंड्स. दैट्स 100%, राइट. एंड सेकंड क्वेश्चन आपका जो आया, सेकंड क्वेश्चन दोबारा से आप थोड़ा सा रिपीट कर लेंगे.
Yes, ma'am. How can children manage the fear of dying or losing the loved ones, or fear of receiving the medical treatments?
Yes. The first, to address this particular question, the first step the parents or the elders to take, first to make them understand what COVID is. And within that, 85% they are asymptomatic or mild symptoms. They must understand what is the meaning of mild symptom. Mild symptom की क्या परिभाषा है ये हमें बतानी पड़ेगी कि माइल्ड का क्या मतलब। जैसे तुम्हें आप इसको बहुत स्ट्रेस के साथ नहीं बोलनी है, बहुत एम्फासिस के साथ नहीं बोलना है, आपको लाइटर करनी है टोन, आपको लाइटर करनी है टॉपिक को कि भाई 85% में भी तो हम भी तो आएंगे, और अगर आएंगे तो होगा क्या, जैसे तुम्हें जुकाम हो रहा है वैसे होगा, जैसे तुम्हें फीवर हो रहा है वैसे होगा। मरते हैं सिर्फ 100 में से 3 मरेंगे, हम 97 में क्यों नहीं आएंगे, हम 95 में। सो यू हैव टू पास ऑन और डिलीवर द इंफॉर्मेशन इन सच ए वे that the anxiety itself is reduced, the fear itself is reduced, and the very reassurance, हम अगर हो भी जाएगा, तुम्हें होगा, हमें होगा, किसी को होगा, there are hospitals, there are institutions, they are taking good care of, so will not definitely neglect that, so will not leave you alone, we all are still together, right? You have to give reassurance, factual reassurance. It's not only reassurance, it has to be factual reassurance again and again. Relaxing them, giving them a hug, right? Hugging them, let's say 2 times in a day, at least. Not a norm, but 2 times a day. So you have to pacify them. You have to relax them. Okay? So these are the main ways how we address the fears of COVID death in the loved ones. Okay, and this has to be factual, this has to be informative, and this has to be in a tone or voice which has to be very modulated and very kind of calm. It should not reflect your own anxiety, even if you are anxious, right? Still, it has to be delivered in a better way, in a lighter way, in a very reassured way, and that's the only way.
Thank you,
sure, कोई भी बच्चा जब सुनता है ये फैक्ट्स है, ये फिगर है, आप दिखा दीजिए नेट में, यही तो है। और छोटे बच्चों को देखो, छोटे बच्चों को तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा, आप में तो बहुत इम्यूनिटी है, आप में तो बहुत सर्वाइवल लिए है, छोटे बच्चों को देखो, पूरा ग्लोब की डेटा देखो, फिर डरने की क्या बात है, ठीक है ना? इफ यू मेक इट फैक्चुअल, then it becomes easier for you to convey the message.
So thank you so much, ma'am. That's been really good. And I think parents now, the viewers should really understand that how do we really convey the information? Though the media overloads the information, starting with how many have been infected and how many are dying. As parents, at least from our side, let us try to make the children realize how many are recovering. Because getting infectious is not wrong. That's a part and parcel when you are in an infection-prone area. But coming out of it and the percentage will give definitely the confidence. So I think the communication, the real-time factual communication is the need for the day. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's been really good. Dr. Nishant sir, this is to you. This is taken up from a real-time situation, like we have picked it up from a hospital. 21-year-old started shivering and was getting frequent fits. When doctors were consulted, parents were shocked to know she was exhibiting the withdrawal symptoms. There has been another case of a 15-year-old acknowledging that he has a habit of inhaling the nail polish remover, and because of his inability to procure the same during the lockdown, he was fainting and vomiting. Many hidden stories like this. Because we had many stories, we tried to just pick two to really, for a parent to get accept the shock of like what is happening with children. इस संदर्भ में 2 प्रश्न उठते हैं। पहला ये कि पेरेंट्स को जब पता चले कि उनके बच्चे सब्सटेंस डिपेंडेंट और एडिक्टेड हैं, तो वो इस सिचुएशन को कैसे हैंडल करें और इस पर कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करें, बिकॉज यूजुअली आवर रिस्पॉन्सिव सिस्टम्स आर नॉट दैट गुड बिकॉज वी आर शॉक्ड एंड वी मेक द थिंग्स रियली वर्स एज अ वेरी कॉमन पेरेंट। सो हाउ डू वी रियली रिस्पॉन्ड वेरी सेंसिटिवली, ये आपका पहला क्वेश्चन है। दूसरा ये है कि ऐसा कौन से साइंस और सिम्टम्स हैं जिन्हें ऑब्जर्व करके पेरेंट्स को पता चल सकता है कि उनके बच्चे सब्सटेंस डिपेंडेंट हैं या नहीं। दिस इज टू यू सर।
थैंक यू मैम। सबसे पहला तो आपके डिस्क्रिप्शन में ही जवाब छुपा हुआ है। सी व्हेन यू कम टू नो दैट योर चाइल्ड इज और वाज यूजिंग और अब्यूजिंग एनी सब्सटेंस, हाँ, I'm not using screen time as a substance right now. It is not talking about screen time per se. Any substance. सबसे पहले तो we as parents or caregivers should not jump to conclusion and brand my child as he is is abusing a substance or he has become an addict. See, using the term addict is extremely stigmatizing for the child as well as, for the family also. So the moment you come to know that your child is into something which he or she should not be in, ये प्रॉब्लम है आजकल के जमाने में. Children are getting hooked up with a lot of different type of substances. It's different in rural areas, it's different in urban areas. बहुत सारी बातें हैं इसमें. But definitely you have to understand one thing, that whenever you come to know that the child is using any substance, immediately you should seek consultation from a trained professional before branding your child to be an addict. This is number one. Now, in continuation, answer to your second question. How do you come to know in day-to-day settings? Or see, there are very few signs, telltale signs. If you are observing your child very carefully, see, आप बच्चे से पूछेंगे, अच्छा तुम नशा करते हो? Child never would acknowledge that I take substance. See, over a period of time, please mark my words, over a period of time, if you are finding apparent changes in your child's behavior, he or she is remaining to himself or herself more than often. He would come to house, straight away enter his room. If they have a room, they are developing a habit of locking their room more often than they would do previously. Okay. When they come back to your house, they don't make eye contact with you. And like, if at all they make eye contact, you can easily find that their eyes are red, or their eyes are swollen. The face is looking puffy, or there is some smell around them if they have taken some substance outside. And then, so you have to be very, very vigilant upon all these things. This is at home. In the classroom settings, whenever you find a child who's sitting at the back bench, not interacting with people around, or not paying attention to what is happening in the class, or there is like child, he is or she is making small groups, and you can easily make out that some unscrupulous activity is going around with them. So all these things, parents have to be very, very vigilant, and they have to see. At times, you need to check their, phone calls and phone details and phone histories. If you find that they are contacting someone who is not the right person for the family or for that particular setting, so definitely that should raise an alarm. And please don't, confront your child on his face that, are you taking any substance? You have to handle this thing very, very tactfully. Particularly more so with adolescents, like 13 years and above. We have to sit with them, spend days together, trying to gain some confidence into them. And then definitely in most of the cases, children, they do open up after a few days of gradual coaxing. You getting angry, the child will definitely go back in his or her shell. So please try. I know it's very traumatic for the family or the parents that मेरा बच्चा नशा करता है, लेकिन but for the sake of the child, you have to be very, very tactful. You have to be very, very vigilant, and you have to seek professional help as soon as possible when you come to know that the child is taking any substance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think being non-judgmental and non-confronting are the key mantras to really talk to the child. That's pretty informative, sir. Thank you, sir. Anand, sir, please unmute your mic, sir. Sir, we were discussing about the 3 T's, and then pre-counseling and post-counseling. Sir, please continue, sir.
Yeah, that was I told. No, teach 3 T's. This is the take-home message. What we are with this webinar will give some take-home message. It should be the simple thing is 3 T's. Teach the children about COVID.
Yeah.
Spend the time. Second T is time. Spend the time. Spend the time with the children as a parents or guardians or whomever it may be. Spend the time with the children. And then third one is, it's very common that talk to the children. It's not about COVID, just talking to the children. Like Nishant sir mentioned that often locking and substance abuse and these kind of things. See, talking, when it's a kind of counseling in order to reassure the children by giving the by like we cannot get all the facilities on all the time. So by implementing the very small things by time and then like talk and then like teach, it is the best way to save the children for the time being present. And secondly, talk about the social distancing, like what is social distancing, why it is. And finally, my important suggestion to the viewers also, everybody is using the word in all the webinars, the pandemic, and the pandemic. So many of the people are like, Madam names and everybody knows that what is pandemic and what is epidemic and especially Nakpal sir knows very well that what is pandemic and but the thing is, mental worries. Somebody, children talking to the teacher in the online class. I heard that, Madam, my father is telling the situation is pandemic. So what is meant by pandemic? So there is no answer. I mean, they mentioned that pandemic is a medical term. Pandemic is a medical term, they mentioned it. See, understand, this is the way I have to clear it. That's Sujata ma'am, which was very well aware about it. Dr. And then Jitendra sir also knows that. If a pandemic is a type of epidemic with the same symptoms, with the same kind of attitude, it spreads towards the country or towards the entire world. It's called pandemic. So what is the difference between epidemic and pandemic also? We need to talk to the children. Epidemic is the area of particular concern of the particular area. And pandemic is safe, but it spread all over with similar symptoms. We should clarify this to the children, number one. Number two is psychosocial well-being. This webinar is only purely meant for not for the experts. It is for the general public as well as parents as well as guardians. So that only I want to simplify it. That's the three things. And second thing is very simple. That Madam was very concerned about the vigilance. Like it's very important. It is the time to every.
Anand sir, you are not audible, sir.
Yeah, it's audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it again counted off, sir. Not able to hear you. Anand sir, we are not actually able to hear you.
It's audible.
I think there is some disturbance from your side. So I think I'll take the key takeaways from your talk, sir. You feel that the most important thing that we need to do as parents, first is the teaching time. I mean, the children have to be put up, and the parents need to spend the time with the children as much as possible. And then there has to be a conversation that is happening at home, just not on the pandemic, but otherwise to build the relationships, to really understand like what it is to be together. I think the talk has to be more on that. I think this is a wonderful takeaway, sir. Thank you so much, Anand, sir. We have one last question. I think we have one last question. I mean, we try to actually pull out the essence and spirit of the questions that has been asked in the streaming, but because of the paucity of time, we would be taking one last question, which is pretty important. For this particular webinar. So please do, viewers, please do keep posting your comments and questions in the stream. We will answer them back. So one last question. I think we'll take the inputs from all the panelists. Because with many hours being spent within the four walls, the couples are getting on each other's nerves. The closed space is leading to keeping a track of each other's flaws, and they're maintaining silence to avoid the conflict. But bottled up anger and frustration is turning to resentment, which is expressed through criticizing the partner. This is just one way of strained relationships during the lockdown. ऐसे और भी कई तरीके के हो सकते हैं जिससे लॉकडाउन के दौरान रिश्तों पर नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स बहुत हो रही हैं. Children being keen observers of parents and other caregivers. Can you please give? I think I'll take one point from all the panelists here. Can you please give some tips for parents' behavior in front of the children because they are locked up under the four walls to safeguard the children's mental well-being? I think we'll start with Anand sir, followed by Nagpal sir, and then Sujata ma'am, and then Nishant sir isn't visible actually. We will go in this order, please.
This is about for parents, right? This is about for parents. Yeah, that's what the connection was disconnected. No, that thing is two things. Two things I want to convey to the parents. Number one is, see, for live streaming for our live streaming, we are struggling with the connection issues. So don't force your children for online coaching. Like online coaching is must and mandatory, and it will be beneficial. I agree, but the thing is, connectivity problem is in everywhere. So my humble request to all the parents is, it is an important thing children should learn, but they should not force. It's the rights. So don't force the children for online classes with the poor connectivity and opening up books and keeping the children in front of phones and on the computers, mic and headphones, everything. That is and all. It should be take careful. Second thing is vigilance. Coming to the point of vigilance, use 1098. That is then always child line. Our honorable chairperson was much insisted is all the webinar that child line to be functional without any interruption. So I asked my all my parents, viewers, as well as even in fact children also, like use the four numbers 1098 in the pandemic period. It will help you a lot because child line never locks. So this is the message I want to convey to you. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Nagpal, can we get a line from you, sir? Unmute your mic, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, no, sir. Unmute,
okay,
sir. Yes,
yeah.
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
I think a simple message based on what all we have been discussing with all the experts here. I think all of us as elders and caretakers and caregivers of children first need to be role models of our own emotions. I think आपको अपने लिए और एक दूसरे के लिए मार्गदर्शक बनना बहुत जरूरी है और हमेशा थे, लेकिन ये एक बहुत बड़ा परीक्षा है, बहुत बड़ा इम्तिहान है कोविड-19 का, और सब पास हो जाएगा. कहते हैं ना कि ये समय भी निकल जाएगा, लेकिन बच्चों के लिए आप उनकी फीलिंग्स को, उनके आत्मता को, उनके आत्मविश्वास को, यानी कि उनके सेल्फ एस्टीम को महत्व दीजिए. वैलिडेट द फीलिंग्स ऑफ योर चिल्ड्रन. समर्थन दीजिए. आप मार्गदर्शक बनिए अपने फीलिंग्स के लिए. ऐसे फीलिंग्स को बार बार मैनिफेस्ट मत करिए, उनको प्रस्तुति मत दीजिए जो बच्चे के लिए घबराहट, बेचैनी और दहशत बन जाए. Because a large majority of children are worried about the worry of the elders, not so much about them. So this is my only message. I'm sure together we can, and India is a large family, probably the best family system in the entire world. We should take full advantage. Teachers are our warriors. They're helping us to grow, learn, become together. So let's celebrate life. Let's celebrate the child mental health.
Thank you, sir. Sujata ma'am, to you, ma'am.
Yeah, very quickly, Dr. Kavita. There are what you have highlighted is that especially how to manage the relationships.
Yes.
And when you talk of relationship management, it's a long time practice. It's a long time habit. It hasn't developed during COVID. But yes, कुछ चीजें जो हम चादर के नीचे हस्बैंड वाइफ छुपा के रखे थे, वो कोविड के टाइम में साथ साथ जब आए वो निकल आया सर. Right? I will just give 3 important learnings for the parents. One is that जो हम दोनों मियाँ बीबी के जो झगड़े हैं बच्चे के सामने ना करें, right? और सेकंड इज दैट जो बच्चा रिलेटेड झगड़ा, बच्चा की कंडक्ट इशू है, पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा है, जो कर रहा है, बच्चे रिलेटेड इशू के लिए हम दोनों ना झगड़े बच्चे के सामने, राइट? सो फर्स्ट वन इज दैट हम दोनों की झगड़ा जो पर्सनल झगड़ा है बच्चे के सामने ना करें. दूसरा है बच्चे रिलेटेड जो झगड़ा है, ठीक है, वो भी बच्चे के सामने हम दोनों ना करें झगड़े. ना झगड़े. तीसरा इज दैट बट कम्युनिकेशन ओपन जो करना है वो तो करना ही है, राइट. बट द थर्ड इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर इज दैट ये जो रिलेशनशिप है बच्चे के साथ उसमें हम इमोशन और सोशल इमोशन और सोशल लाइफ ये दोनों हम इन्वॉल्व करें, वो इंग्रेडिएंट्स को जोड़े, उसमें हम इन्वेस्ट करें. When I say relationship management in marital therapy, it is basically how much time, effort and willingness we are investing into our relationship. Whether it's a Miyan-Bibi relationship, parent-child relationship, friend relationship, teacher-student relationship. It's all about investing these three things. And if we are investing these three things in our relationship, चाहे COVID आए, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, that cannot kind of shake our relationships. And relationships, हमारी जो foundation है family system की, it is all about relationship, not my position, not my IQ, nothing, not my money. It's all about relationship. How much one person has been involved in the relationship, how much we have invested. Fourth and final thing is that parenting is not a duty of a mother or a father. It's a joint collaborated effort. And ये जो joint collaborated effort है, so हम दोनों को लेनी है, हम दोनों को बच्चों के साथ इन्वॉल्व होनी है. बच्चों का टाइम डेली रूटीन एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए हम दोनों जिम्मेदार है. ये जब तक हम दोनों नहीं अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं एक दूसरे को एक्यूज करते रहेंगे. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. हैप्पी पेरेंटिंग ड्यूरिंग द कोविड डेज. ऑल पेरेंट्स आर एसेंशियली नॉट trained professionally as parents. So I just I am just one of them, right? But I also understand that this should be a part of our curriculum, how to be a good parent with good parenting skills. We focus on non-essential things in our life. Our curriculum doesn't focus on essential life skills at all. So I'm sorry to say we are doing a lot, but this is lacking for good child mental health.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Nishant sir, one last line from you, sir.
COVID has given us an opportunity to reboot ourselves. The earth is rebooting, nature is rebooting, everything is rebooting. So this is a chance that we should look within ourselves, our significant others around us. We should learn positive things from what is happening around us and try to inculcate into ourselves and our children as well. See, हम लोग कहाँ चले गए थे, तो this has given us an opportunity to look back. कोई नई चीज हम नहीं कर रहे हैं जो हम पहले नहीं करते थे, but our lifestyle had changed so much over a period of time. Now this is a chance to sit with the family, eat food together, rather than sitting on the dining table and busy on your own mobile phones. So this is a chance to look after yourself and look after your loved ones, and we should all take care of ourselves as well as our significant others. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you all the panelists. I mean, you have given your valuable time to be a part of this webinar. We did have many takeaways from this conversation. And please keep tuned to NCPCR webinars to handle and overcome the crisis during this pandemic. And for those questions which have not been answered by us, we will be taking up with the experts, and please you can write up to NCPCR and we are going to answer them. So from NCPCR and ICAN, it's up. Thank you so much for this. We believe that ICAN, we can, and India can. This is the principle of ICAN. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you all.
Thank you and namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.